Hi Rasmus, thanks for your question, and I hope I pronounced your name correctly. But anyway, so for the Boolean Pie menu, I'm going to give a little rundown of how it works. So there's these two objects here that we want to subtract from each other. So we can pick both of them, Control B, and I want to try, these look logical, Boolean add, subtract, and slice. And if I try it, I get an error. So really, these options should probably be grayed out at this point. I need to add that in. But the ones we want to use for object mode are these live ones on the right side, which are very similar to these ones, except they have history. So if I pick live subtract here, we just cut out with history. It's added a modifier here on the right side to this cube that we subtracted from. So if I go Control B again and toggle cutters, that'll show the other object, and we can move it around with this history and get a live update, which is really, really nice and flexible. But sometimes we don't need that, so let me delete this modifier and go back into faces mode. So with the regular old Booleans, which are these options on the left side, I have to be in edit mode here. So I've only got one object, and I'm in edit mode. I've just duplicated the cube in edit mode with Shift D. And now I can just pick one piece of it, Control B, and subtract on the left side. And this just gives us exactly what we see here. This is all real geometry, no modifier, and we can continue editing it however we need to. So these two are both beneficial in certain cases. Mainly the live Boolean is great for keeping that flexibility and that history, but it can kind of slow down your model over time, especially with more complicated geometries. So it can get a little bit cumbersome. Also, the nice thing about these left side regular Booleans is that we can then go in and edit the faces that we've just created, the new faces, which we can't really do with the live subtract. Also, the other cool thing about this menu, which is built into the scripts here of the Boolean Pie menu, is that we have a live subtract inset. Or actually any of these live ones. Usually you would have to press P to separate it onto a new layer, and then switch into object mode, and then pick both of them, and then set up a modifier, Boolean modifier, and then pick the blah blah blah. So it takes a bunch of steps, right? But what we've got here in the Pie menu is I've combined all those steps into one function. So it can be just another piece here in the same object, and I go Control B, live subtract, and now it's set it up. It's put this onto a different layer of a different object, and we can move it around. The other cool thing here that we have is, sorry this video is going a bit long, but I want to be thorough. So we have a live subtract inset, which is the same thing as, actually before I do that, I'll kill that modifier that we created before. So Control B, live subtract inset, and this one creates a copy of what you had selected, scales it in a little bit, or pushes it in a little bit so we have a gap. And then also, Control B, toggle cutters, it cuts the hole. So this one is great for when you have, let's say, Shift A, I'll add in a 24-side cylinder like this, Control B, live subtract inset. And now, it's tough to see this, but we have a little inset cylinder, and we get the cutter as well. So this is really nice. We can move this hole around, and the cutter is parented to the cylinder, so it follows it around. So okay, hope that helps and explains this whole Pie menu a little bit better. Oh yeah, and then freeze will freeze that, which means we lose our I guess it's supposed to apply this, but I don't think it did. Anyway, have fun.